Okay, we are live on Facebook. It is Thirsty Thursday. I just knocked a bunch of stuff over on my desk, but that's okay. We are here, and I am super excited actually to talk about this topic. So, copywriting. Copywriting is fun, right? Like, copywriting is actually really fun to me. I said that kind of like a joke, but it's actually one of the things that I kind of discovered as, a talent that I have that I didn't really know that I had until I started doing it. So I wanted to share some tips and tricks and some cool stuff about copywriting that actually has absolutely nothing to do with copy, but makes your stuff convert so much freaking better. So I'm going to get this pulled up where I can actually see what's going on Facebook since I'm using Zoom and I can't see what's going on. We'll get this over here. As always, if you are here, say hi and let me know that you're here so I know that I'm not talking to myself. I love, 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 love to hear feedback from all of you guys. So if you have any questions, if you have any amazing copywriting tips that you want to share, I always want to hear them. And let me know how I can support you guys and what kind of content you're looking for. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like so we can do less of that and more of what you do. But just let me know you're here. Engage. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on, what's happening. So I know we have a ton of new people in this group again, and I'm so excited for it. I love that our group is growing. So if you haven't watched a Thirsty Thursday call before, normally I have some kind of alcoholic beverage because Thirsty Thursday. Today I don't. I just have water today. But normally we do that. And these are kind of like open Q&A calls. So they have a topic, we have a theme, but in reality, like this is your time to have access to me and ask me questions. If you have questions that aren't related to what I'm talking about and you want to like hang out until the end, I'm totally okay with that. And we can talk about whatever you would like to talk about. But I love having a theme and giving you just like quick and dirty tips. That's really the goal for Thirsty Thursday, is not some big, long, elaborate training, but just quick stuff that you can implement right now to make your brand convert better and attract the right kind of clients that you're looking for. So that's why we're here. I'm dripping water all over my face like a total dork. So forgive me for that. But okay, so this is it, quick and dirty. The number one thing you can do in your copywriting to make it convert better actually has absolutely nothing to do with the words that you write. So, of course, that's a huge part of copywriting. It is really important to have, I don't want to say good words because all words are good words, right? But have words that really connect with your ideal client. You want to be able to speak their language and like all of the general copywriting tips that you already know. That's not what we're talking about today, but they are still really important. Okay, so I just want to touch on them. Like speak the language that your ideal client is using. Use the words that they would use. Use the phrases and the emotions and the feelings that are going through their head. That's how you write that really good copy. But today, I want to bring in my design expertise when we're talking about copywriting, because if you didn't know this about me, if you're new around here, I started as a graphic designer, and it's still very, very important in the way that I teach branding and the ways that I help my clients, attract their ideal clients. My clients attract their ideal clients. I said that right. It just sounded weird. So it actually has to do with design. And that really helps your copy convert more. So what I mean by that is when you're writing copy, when you're writing an email out to your email list, or when you're writing a Facebook post, or when you're writing a page on your website, a sales page or a landing page or whatever it is, whatever you're writing, think about the design. Because here is the hard truth. If you write the most amazing words in the world, like if you're speaking their language, if you're doing all the other things right, if it's like on point, 100%, your ideal client would love it. If it is hard to read in any way, they're not going to read it. And that might sound kind of harsh. And of course, there are exceptions to every rule, but by and large, humans are lazy. Some people might get mad at me for saying that, but I'm scared to say it because I know it's true. Humans are lazy. I'm lazy when I'm online. If I'm scrolling through groups or checking out websites or whatever I'm doing, I want to be able to read what I'm talking about really quickly. It shouldn't be difficult in any way for me to understand your point and your message like that immediately. If I can't, there's a problem. So focus on the design of your copy before you get it out. Focus on the words first. Like I said, I'm not saying that other shit's not important, because it is so, so important. Do all the other things in regards to copy. But before you hit publish, when you get it done, when you're sure it's saying what you want it to say, before you hit publish, take a minute and look at it from a design standpoint. Look at it like, is this really easy to read? So if it's not, and how you know if it's not, is if it's just giant blobs of text. And I see this a lot, and it just crushes me. I see it a lot on sales pages that are actually really, really good copy. And, you know, you have an image there, and then you have this giant paragraph of all of this could be amazing stuff. I don't know. I don't want to read it because it looks like a blob of copy that's going to take up my whole life to read, and I'm just not going to do it. So it breaks my heart to see all this good copy and then it's not actually getting read. So if you have giant blobs of text like that, if you have way too much text, if you have no bullet points or numbers or headings or, you know, a color or a hyperlink or something in there to break it up, you need that. You need those things. And it might sound like superficial, like, oh, that's just a design thing. The words are what matter. Sorry, not sorry. Like that's just not true. You can get away with it. You absolutely can get away with it. But like I said, humans are lazy, and why would you not want to set yourself up for success in literally any way possible? You know what I mean? Like, if you write these amazing words, take every single step possible to make sure that someone reads them and someone resonates with them and someone hears what you are saying and can connect with you. So I'll run through that list again, kind of as a reverse. So here's what you should have in your copy to make it convert better. You need a clear headline or headlines, depending on what you're writing. If you're writing like a Facebook post, some kind of headline. If you're on a sales page or a web page, break up your sections with headlines. Break up, you know, like if you're talking about one thing up here, tell us, you know, give us another headline when you start talking about, you know, the things that are included, and then the FAQs and all of that. Like, make sure there's very clear sections of what's going on. Use bold, use italic, use underline. Make words bigger if you need to, you know, bring in a pop of color to really accentuate, you know, something that's important in your sentence that you want to make sure that people can read. Do all of those things to draw attention. People skim copy too. Like, it is not realistic to think that somebody's going to land on your sales page for your thing and they're going to go through and read every single word that you have written on there. If they're like a hardcore stalker level fan, awesome. Maybe you have a chance. But most people don't do that. Like, I've signed up for $1,000 program, like multiple $1,000 programs, and skimmed the page. So you want to make sure that it's really easy to get the point, get the message just by skimming. So again, those headlines, and then call out the important parts of the sentence. Like, if you have a bullet pointed list, which bullet points are another one, bullet points are numbered lists. If you have a list of all of the benefits of your program, what everybody's going to get out of working with you, you know, make the important part of the sentence bold. Like, and a really good example of this is actually my one-on-one program page. So if you go look at my page for Brand Boldly, my one-on-one program, you'll see when it gets to that benefit section, there's lots of like bold and italic and really calling attention to the things that I want to make sure you do not leave this page without knowing, without seeing. So bullet points, headlines, bold, italic, underline, bring in color any way you can. And then the last thing that you'll hear from probably any designer on the planet will tell you this too. White space is your best friend. Like, and white space does not have to be white. If you don't know what white space is, go look in the Thirsty Thursday archives, because there's lots of design videos in there where I talk about it. But white space just means let your shit breathe. Like, let there be open space around it. When you have those big blobs of text, no one wants to read that. Like, nobody has time to like filter through what you're trying to say. Make it as easy as possible. So put space in between paragraphs. Make sure there's plenty of space in between the actual lines of text. I know we don't have control over that like on Facebook or Instagram, but we do on our websites and we do in our email marketing. So it's really important to just make sure that it's legible and easy to read. Because like I said at the beginning, you can have the best, most amazing benefit laden copy in the entire world, but if no one can read it, then no one can read it, and it's not helping you at all. So those things will help you so much. And that's really all I got for you today, the quick and dirty copy tips that actually have nothing to do with copywriting. So I hope you guys can like take this and go apply it to, apply it to the next email that you send out. Like I use ActiveCampaign. I used to use MailChimp. I know there's settings in there for like line height to make sure they're not like squished together. Your paragraphs aren't squished together too close, or, put a double space in between paragraphs if you need to. Like you can use these things not just for, legibility, which is obviously insanely important, but you can also use them for emphasis. Like if you have a paragraph and then the next line is like only 5 or 6 words that are really, really important, you're going to notice that, right? Like your eye, like brains follow patterns, right? Human brains are crazy, and that's a whole different topic. It's super cool to talk about too, but we look for patterns, we follow patterns. So when you do something that breaks the pattern, your eye is immediately going to go there. We're going to be drawn to that, right? So use it to your advantage too, like bonus design tip there. But your copy cannot convert if people don't want to read it. So that is the main tip for today. Make sure people can read your copy easily and quickly and get the point quickly. So I will see you guys on Sunday for Spotlight Sunday. If you have absolutely any questions, comments, tips of your own that you want to share about copywriting or how to make your copywriting, better or easier to read, anything like that, I would love to hear it. I'm sure everybody else in this group would love to hear it as well. And if you have any ideas for new content that you want me to post about or want me to do Thirsty Thursday trainings on, I would love to hear that too. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.